No, I don't. And neither do they. These lights are so bright, I hear people screaming, and I don't know if it's because something awful is happening. I'm blind. You guys could be being eaten by wild animals, and I wouldn't know. Hello. I'm glad you could all come. That's the best joke I had. What happens now? You guys may not know this, but I'm a rookie.
We have mics on both sides of the stage.
So you say. Adam says people come up and ask questions. So don't come up all at once. Oh no, do come up all at once. Say again? Talk about myself? I'm an actor. I don't know how to do that. What would make you think that I know how to talk about myself? What do you want to know about myself? No math questions. How I got started at one time. Last year, I got a call. My manager said they want you to do the villain in Once Upon a Time. Now, I knew Once Upon a Time was a show, but I don't throw anything, but I hadn't seen it. And I said, yeah, I don't know. I was going to go do something else, actually. I was offered a movie in the Dominican Republic, and I was very excited to go down and basically sit on the beach for 6 weeks. And he said, no, you have to do this. You don't understand. And I didn't understand. And then so I read the script, and I met the guys, who were fantastic. And then they told me the part was Hades. And I mean, really, what actor in their right mind could say no to playing playing Hades, the king of the underworld? A role that some people said I was made for, which I felt I feel good about that. So I went up there, and when I first day on the job, Barbara Hershey was in a scene with me. Barbara Hershey, who I idolized Barbara Hershey. Yeah, yes, you did too. Who else? But like the first scene was, I was in hell. I think I was getting a manicure or a pedicure, and I'm having a scene with her, and then like Captain Hook comes in, and then there's Snow White. I was so confused. I mean, every day on the call sheet, you would look at the call sheet, and there's, it's like it's Lancelot, Snow White, Hades. It was so confusing to me. But really, one of the most creative experiences I've had, because the creative atmosphere of the show, the producers, the writers, directors, everybody, they're so open to what you want to bring to it. So as an actor, often you can feel pretty prescribed in what you have to do. But I never felt that way up there, because Hades is just the starting point, and then kind of do whatever you want to do. In fact, getting a pedicure was my idea. I think you should start out. What am I doing here now? I mean, this is where I live. So we had this idea of a peasant will come in, and I take my shoes off, and she basically rub my feet for about 30 takes. I demanded several more. I didn't feel like I got it. That can't be the only question. Wait, sorry. What? I assume the voice is coming from up there.
What did you think of the Hades-Zelina relationship?
Of Hades and
Zelina.
Oh. When I found out that my love interest was going to be the Wicked Witch, that was also sort of a fantasy dream come true. When I was a kid and watched The Wizard of Oz, I had to literally, I imagine I must have been 5 or 6, but let's say I was 15. I literally had to close my eyes because was it Edith? No, Hamilton. What's her name? Who played? Thank you. Smarter group than me. And she scared the beaches out of me. So that was, again, fantastic. And Rebecca is, you guys have been to the conventions. Have you seen Rebecca before?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see her, I think, tomorrow or
Sunday.
Right. She's so amazing and beautiful, and I was intimidated. And that's why I'm here today. She's remarked that I can't. I'm too scared. That that was thrilling. And again, like the producers and everybody else on the creative staff up there, so open to, you know, I was the rookie, and so open to, let's kind of find out what this is, and I think we found a lot of humor and unexpected sort of turns and stuff that, you know, aren't exactly on the page. I loved it.
Hi.
What do you want? How did you get over there?
What was your favorite part about playing in Hades?
My favorite part about playing Hades? My favorite part was gonna be when I got to have my hair on fire, but then I found out that I didn't even get to see that they did that. I was a little bummed out. You mean I get to light my hair on fire? It'll be... you know, I probably working with everybody. I mean, you know, getting to work with Robert Carlyle and Rebecca and all those guys. I mean, I always feel that way as an actor. Often my favorite thing about doing something, you know, it's the material is always, you know, great and fun to do. But because the time you spend is really primarily with the other actors, when the actors are good, my favorite thing is always is kind of doing it. The wonderful thing about doing different than doing, I do a lot of film and theater in New York, and different than doing theater, when you do film or TV, you know, there's nobody there, none of you guys are there. And it's just you and the crew and the actors like Rebecca, and it's kind of private, and so it feels really safe, and it's like doing a rehearsal, you know. They happen to be shooting. So that's what's really, really fun about it, is working with the other actors. And two, most of my stuff that I did for this show was on a big, you know, green screen. Like in a big room, and you probably online, I think there's pictures and stuff. I'm literally, there's never any sets around. It's always just this green, you know, space that I'm in. And at first I was a little bummed out by that, but eventually that was also thrilling, because since there was nothing there, it was like doing a play, you know, kind of back to my roots. Acting 101. Thank you. I know you're going to be over there.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
How's it going?
Here, so.
I can't do that.
So I was a huge fan of Alan McBeal, which I'm sure a lot of people but I was hoping you could kind of talk a little bit about kind of the, you know, fabulous whimsy that was Alan McBeal versus the fantasy, you know, the fantastical aspects of Once Upon a Time. And
That's a great question.
How much you loved both of them, I'm assuming. So.
That's a great question. You know, no, I don't talk about Alan McBeal. You know, in a way, a little bit like Allie, you know, the great thing about that show for me is that I felt like I got paid to show up at work and make jokes, sing, dance, and sob. And I mean, for an actor, there's nothing. And yes, I do this, yeah, do this. And I heard Julie Louis-Dreyfus, who's a friend of mine, on her show on Beat, just I think on the last episode, she talked about her waddle. She actually used that word, and I've never heard that word used other than on Alley. But there she was talking about her waddle. But so the creative sort of landscape of that show was so broad. Like we got to do anything, and at the same time be very grounded, you know. And that's a similarity with Once, is that as crazy as it is to be doing a scene with the Wicked Witch and Snow White and Hades, the actors the writing is good and the actors are so good that, you know, and I hope you guys agree. You go, no. It was so grounded. It was like we were real people with real problems. At the end of the day, you know, Hades he's heartbroken because he just wants to be alive. He wants to have a real life, and the only way to do that is to fall in love and have someone fall in love with him and be kissed and so on. And he'll do whatever it takes. And there's an authentic kind of human quality there. And so, like Allie, you get these crazy lawyers dealing with crazy circumstances. But at the end of the day, they're in love, or they're breaking up, or they're trying to maintain a friendship or and there's an authenticity about it, and that comes from the writers like David Kelly with Allie and these guys with the ad and stuff. So I think there's a kind of commonality with that. And sometimes you'll do a job, a show or a play, where the writing isn't so good, and they're asking you to do something kind of fantastical or sort of out there, and that's really hard because then as an actor, your job is to kind of try to pull it back and keep it grounded. But that wasn't the case with either of those shows. Great question. And I'm going to learn to do that. As a kid, my hair never moved around. I was going to be the guy who could go like this, you know? But I couldn't. That's a little fact that you guys don't hear.
Hi, Greg and Allie. Now I can remember you from your Allie McGill days. But my question is, what is your most challenging role that you've ever played?
This is very challenging to be up here talking like this. I'm being myself. Yeah, being myself is very challenging. It is. That sounds odd, but it's true. I've done a few talk shows, but not too many because I get very nervous. This is up here just being myself in front of you guys. I'd much rather have lines to say, but that's not what you're asking. Most challenging role, the hardest role, or work I've done, I feel like is on stage. I just did the world premiere of Steve Martin's new play last fall with Jenna Fisher. You guys know her from The Office. Woo. And woo. That's her middle name. It's weird, Jenna. And so being on stage that to me is the most challenging because as an actor in film and TV, you do your scene and they're out there. You don't like the way it's going. You say, let's try it again. You get to do it over and over again. You can kind of say the lines a little bit fudgy if you want to. But doing a play, once the train leaves the station, it's gone. And if you go up or something, it's all on you, and there's a lot more pressure. And I love that. That's thrilling. So Steve's play, and before that I did a play called Boeing on Broadway with Mark Rylance, who just he won the Academy Award for Bridge of Spies, and he's kind of a new film actor, but he's regarded as really the greatest stage actor alive right now. And I got to be on stage with him, and that was really the most challenging thing I think I've ever done, because it would be like playing tennis with Roger Federer. So I was chasing the ball a lot. So that was thrilling.
Thank you.
Thank you. See, now I get it. I'm not good at choreography, but I can go like that.
What was your reaction when you got the part of Hades?
I'm always thrilled and shocked and in disbelief when anyone offers me a job. When Adam asked me to come here, I had to double check to make sure. Are you still sure? Or are you not? Jury's out. Understood. No, I was. It's hard to describe it. To be asked to play, it's not like I'm being asked to play a bad guy. I might be doing a show later in this summer where they said you'll be kind of the bad guy in this thing, and which will be fun. It's always, I think it's a lot more fun to play the heavy than it is to be the hero, because I don't know, why would that be? It's just there's more to do or something. You don't have to be so straight and like, I'll get her, don't worry, it's all taken care of. You can say, I'll get her. And then, you gotta get it. So Hades is kind of the ultimate bad guy. So, it's fun. And somebody said too that the best part about getting a job is getting the job, and then after that, it's all downhill. And there's a little bit of truth there. You get the job and you're thrilled, and you're gonna go up and do this thing. Now you gotta actually go do the work, which is always such a bummer. But they actually expect you to do the work. It doesn't end with a phone call. I'm always shocked by that. No, but getting finding out that they want you to play Hades is that's pretty thrilling. So that's an inarticulate way to not say much. We're gonna go here now. Does everybody have the same difficulty that I'm having, or are they better at it? Do they go back and forth with more ease? Like, hi, I'm really better at kind of a double take like that.
Hello.
Hello.
Just had a quick question.
I don't have a lot of time, it's gotta be quick.
For those who are wanting to be in the field of acting and performing arts,
parents, what are some key pieces of advice that you would give to people who want to reach that goal?
Well, first of all, you have to have a stunning physique like I do. And a steely intellect like I do. You know, there's all kinds of advice. I mean, I say study. You know, I went to New York and I studied like crazy for 4 years, and I say study and build a craft. You know, I live in Los Angeles now, but and often in Los Angeles, in a way more than New York, people tend to go there and want to become actors, and it's a lot about how you look and stuff. And being an actor is a lot about how you look. And so sometimes the craft of acting gets kind of put to the side a little bit. And you can be successful as an actor without any craft at all, because on film and TV, often a lot of what it is about how you look. But I say study, but at the end of the day, you know, if somebody wants to be an actor, they're going to be an actor. And you'll hear that it's really difficult and really competitive, and show business is really, really hard, and all those things are true, and it's unforgiving, and it's a lot, it's rejection constantly. My kids, I told them that my job isn't when I go to work. When I go to work, it's like a vacation. It's great, because I love what I do. My real job is getting work. You know, the work is getting work. And that's just a real thing for any actor. So if you want to be an actor, you'll be an actor. And I found that when I started out, I remember riding the subway home from, I was working at a theater called Circle Repertory Company in New York, where David Mamet, Leonard Wilson, a lot of great playwrights started out, Sam Shepard. And I was riding the train home, and I was a lowly intern, and there was an actress named Conchata Farrell, who went on to be on 2 Men and 2.5 Men. I want to say 2 Men and a Baby, but it was kind of that, right? And we were riding the train home, and she asked me about who I was and all this, and I said, yeah. You'll find that I was like 20, and she said, you know, you'll find that in 3 years, the 10 people you know that are doing what you do, there'll be 7 of them. In 10 years, there'll be 5 of them. In 15 years, there'll be 2 of them. And it's a war of attrition. So if somebody really wants to do it, my advice is stick to it. You know, perseverance.